Yo, what's going on, everybody? This your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, and welcome back to a new episode, a new edition of the 1130 Podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. What's going on, everybody? How everybody week was in pro wrestling, man? It's been a wild week, but here on Talk Pro Wrestling this week, once again, thank you guys for joining me. Man, we have a very special guest. It's actually my first guest. I'm very excited. Very excited. It's the host of Autism Rocks Podcast. His name is Sam Mitchell. Man, we're going to bring him in. We're going to talk about all pro wrestling, man. He loves pro wrestling. Sam, you there, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm doing wonderful, man.
What's going on with you? How you doing out there, man?
Good. I gotta give a shout out to my dad, actually. It's his birthday today. I'm turning the big 51.
Okay.
Gotta do that.
All right, happy birthday, Dad. Go ahead and shout him out.
All right. Well, my dad, he's turned 51 today. He's very special. He's a good daddy. Has some stuff he needs to work on sometimes, but for the most part, a good dad. Really good dad, actually.
Okay, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Happy birthday, Dad, once again from here at the 1130 Podcast. Well, Sam Mitchell, we're here, man. Tell everybody, all my viewers, listeners here on the 1130 Podcast, tell them something about you. I hear you also got a podcast called Autism Rocks also. Can you tell some viewers about, Autism Rocks Podcast?
Yes, I can. So my podcast is called Autism Rocks and Rolls. It's about how autism, and we're trying to take the stigma off it because we're not broke, we're not bad people. We're just trying to get the stigma off it and show you how we cope with daily struggles that you may not be able to. Like, you are in a wheelchair. You have some different struggles than I do. I, no offense, have two good working legs, I guess.
Hey, I clearly understand it. Very much so, though. I clearly understand it, though. But
I have some issues up here, I guess. Some. Not like big ones, but just minor issues.
Okay. Yeah, we all got some issues up there. It don't matter, man. We all are human. We all are human. Autism Rocks Podcast. Where can we find Autism Rocks Podcast?
So where can it be found? Is that what you asked?
Yeah. Where can some of my listeners go to listen to Autism Rocks Podcast?
Okay, well, they can go to Podbean. They can go to iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube and Spotify.
Okay.
Before I forget, and they can go to my website at autismrocksandrolls.com.
Oh man, got a website, man. Repeat that for them so they can hear it nice and clear. I don't think they heard me.
Okay, autismrocksandrolls.com.
.com, man. Cool. But yeah, you guys heard that, man. Autism Rocks and Roll, man. .com, man. Go check them out. It's the Autism Rocks Podcast. But hey, it's cool to have my man Sam Mitchell here on the 1130 Podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling this week. As you know, you guys, I recap a bunch of wrestling that happened in the past week. And hey, Sam, man, we were talking earlier. Just to get to know one another, man. You said your favorite wrestler of all time was Mankind. Am I right? Or Mick Foley?
Yes, Mick Foley. Yes, sir.
Okay. A question I was thinking at the time before this. Well, do you like all three of them? Because it's all three different characters. You got Mick Foley. Mankind,
yeah.
Dude Love, Cactus Jack. Which one is your favorite? Just Mankind?
Mankind he's so unique that he's kind of like us, actually, with autism a little bit. Sometimes it's when we're having a little breakdown, that's where we're going to be Mankind. Or when we're crazy, we're Cactus Jack. When we're cool and chill, we're Dude Love.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
The three personalities of autism, I guess, instead of three faces of Foley.
Yeah, that's really awesome, man. Actually, Mankind, my favorite one of them all was actually Cactus Jack, because he could just turn into another guy and just go crazy, especially when he was dealing with Triple H.
Oh yeah, but he kind of got his butt whooped in that Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, he really did. Especially, what was that, 2000?
Yep, 2000. No Way Out 2000.
Yeah, No Way Out 2000.
Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
His career is on the line.
Yeah, it was one of the wrestlers, as many a times they say, this is my final retirement match, but...
Yep, hasta la vista.
Obviously, he would come back to wrestle more, in the future, though. But, man, you also said, man, you've been watching wrestling since the age of 6. Am I correct?
Yes, I did, sir.
Yeah, so, man, if I do the math on that, that's about, what, 2010-ish?
Yeah, I would say 2010-ish.
Yeah, man, 2010-ish. Around that time, I was getting my sister into wrestling, man. She was loving it, loving every bit of it. And around that time, that was a cool time, man. I think the Nexus were coming to WWE. And
yeah, that may have been what I saw, but all I know what I saw for sure was on the Smackdown. The first match that I can remember visually is Sheamus versus Wade Barrett on Smackdown, and I think it was I remember being their wheel for some odd reason, and I think it was a Smackdown, but it was on the Raw Roulette special. But for some reason, I remember there being a wheel, and it was on Smackdown, Sheamus versus Wade Barrett in a tables match.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, definitely that, man. I'm a big fan. Like I was saying earlier, man, been a big fan since I was the age of 8, man. Someone, one of my mom's friends, sons, just came over and he was like, man, hey, dude, man, you watch wrestling? And I have no idea what wrestling was. So we went in and, do you have the WWE Network?
I do have the WWE Network.
Yeah.
Funny story about that, actually.
Yeah.
I had to get a black belt to earn it. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. My mom said, when you get the black belt, you can get the network.
Hey, that's cool. That is so cool right there. That is so cool.
My black belt gift.
Okay, that's cool right there. Yeah, the reason why I was going to say that because the first thing I remember seeing was Sunday Night Heat that they have on the WWE Network, and I was glued. Guys like The Undertaker, Triple H, Stone Cold, and of course, if you smell it, The Rock, all-time favorite, man. So it was
Well, that's
cool.
my mom's favorite. Is The Rock. You can't beat anyone else.
Yeah. Also, man, you're from Indiana. What part of Indiana are you from?
Southern Indiana, like mid-southern, I'd say.
Yeah, cool. And you said your first wrestling event was when was your first wrestling event? Because mine were back in December of 2006, man. And like I said, I've been a fan since I was 8, so that was about around 1999, 2000ish. So it was a little time that I was watching it for a while before I attended my first wrestling event, and it was off the chain. Couldn't believe it. But what year was your first wrestling event?
If I had to estimate, I think it was 2009. By the time I was in 4th grade, they took me to a I think it was a live event. The more I think of it,
okay.
And I remember buying this like Rey Mysterio mask because I used to be a big fan of him. Not as much anymore, but back in the day, that was my dude. But all I remember was like watching Rey Mysterio wrestle, and it was Rey versus Jack Swagger versus Kane in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like you said, you're from Indiana, and you've been to a couple of events. Were you there when the Shield broke up?
I was. Here's the thing. I wanted to go, but my mom wouldn't let me. And I was so mad. Actually, I didn't watch that Raw.
Oh no! Come on, man.
I was just mad. I was like, this is a bunch of baloney. Like, I was just like, I was being a baby, basically. And I was like, okay, I'm not watching this. This is making me jealous.
Oh, man. That gotta suck. That gotta suck, man. Cause
I wish I could have.
Yeah, man. You said you were from Indiana, so I had to throw some tricks, man, up there, man, and see if you've been to some of the dope.
Yeah, everything with Shield has been in Indy. When they broke up, when they reunited.
Yeah.
And there's another one. When they reunited, what else? I think when they reunited again, they were actually in when they fought. No, hold on.
Yeah,
hold on a minute.
I think it's when they got back, the reunion when they got back together, and it was the place they debuted. It was at
There we
Survivor
go.
Series.
That was it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it was at Survivor Series when they took out
Ryback.
Yeah, Ryback. Survivor Series. Yeah, man. Awesome. Very awesome, man. Also, man, here on the 1130 podcast, you guys, man. Like I said, we talk about all pro wrestling throughout the week. What was your thoughts last week on Smackdown, man? We started off Smackdown with The Undertaker, the tribute, and the whole replay of The Undertaker's Boneyard match with AJ Styles. What was your thoughts on the AJ Styles Boneyard match at WrestleMania?
Well, I think it was new and it was a good shot, but I didn't like the Boneyard match, believe it or not. It was okay.
Interesting.
I'll be honest. But you know what I liked more? I liked the other one, the other cinematic match. The Firefly Funhouse match.
Okay.
I think it was so cool how he got transformed into the rookie John Cena to the Word Life John Cena to the current John Cena.
Awesome.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go in the Firefly Funhouse if that says something.
Hey, don't everybody want to go in the Firefly Funhouse? Where is it at? Do they have an address to the Firefly Funhouse?
I bet you it's in a cabin if I had to guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Rumors that's Bray Old's cabin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure though. Yeah, also on SmackDown we seen Baron Corbin. He went 1-on-1 with Jeff Hardy. What's your thoughts on Baron Corbin and Jeff Hardy?
Okay, well, I think Baron sucks.
Don't
it's
be all.
It's a blunt answer. I call him Boring Corbin.
All right.
And Jeff Hardy's cool. The
Awesome.
Swanton's amazing. I like high flyers. I'm like, if I was a wrestler, I'm like the guy who wants to strike, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a striker.
Cool. Yeah.
And I would maybe have some little lucha libre in me, I guess.
Awesome. That is really, really cool, man. Also, we seen Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Dana Brooke, and Lacey Evans fatal 4-way #1 contenders match for Bayley's SmackDown Women's Championship at that, and Nikki Cross wins that match. What's your thoughts on the whole women's division in WWE, period?
I think it's cool how they've evolved, and I think Bayley, for example, I think some have changed for the better. Bayley, the heel Bayley, the bad Bayley, it's awesome. I think she's a bad ass, I guess is what we could say.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I'm all the way with you on that. At first, I was confused. You know, I thought they was just doing that just for the debut when they came on Fox. You know, just something different for Bayley. But you know, now she's just in a row. She's feeling it. She's with her best friend. She's with Sasha. She's the women's champion. She's tag team champion. She's barely those straps. So I mean, hey, yeah. She's feeling all of it.
Can't complain when you get 2 belts. I mean,
no, you can't. You can't complain. Also something you couldn't complain about was a huge 8-man tag team match between the New Day Lucha House Party taking on Miz and Morrison. Hey, ho ho. And Nakamura and Cesaro. And we seen the New Day and Lucha House Party wins. Before, we get to that. What did you think about the Miz and Morrison's music video?
I think it was hilarious, and I think I want to download it.
Yeah, I want to download
Miz and Morrison. Hey. Ho.
Miz and Morrison. Hey. Ho. Hey. You know.
And I might as well for fun.
Yeah. New Day rocks, man. New Day rocks. That was very entertaining. I wasn't expecting it, but knowing John Morrison and The Miz coming together, I want to give them an A for that video. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Well, we spoke earlier, man. You said you the king of main events. You know the main events. So
from WrestleMania 1 to now.
Man. Come on, we're gonna test you, man. From WrestleMania 1 to Wrestle. Yeah, we're gonna go at it. So WrestleMania 1. Here we go.
Okay, let's do it. I'm excited for this.
All right. You ready?
All right, here we go. WrestleMania 1, Hulk Hogan, Mr. T versus Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff.
All right.
WrestleMania 2, Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy. WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant. WrestleMania 4, there was a tournament, and the two were Randy Savage versus Ted DiBiase. WrestleMania 5, the Mega Powers explode. Hulk Hogan versus Randy Savage. WrestleMania 6, there's the two champion versus champion. Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior. WrestleMania 7, we're fighting for America, obviously. Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter. And WrestleMania 8, there's still Hulk Hogan, but not as much in him. So Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice. WrestleMania 9, Bret Hart versus Yokozuna. WrestleMania 10, Bret Hart versus Yokozuna again. WrestleMania 11, Bam Bam Bigelow versus Lawrence Taylor because they tried to bring in a celebrity. WrestleMania 12, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 13, The Undertaker and Psycho Sid. WrestleMania 14, Shawn Michaels versus Steve Austin. WrestleMania 15, Steve Austin versus The Rock. WrestleMania 16, Triple H versus Big Show versus The Rock versus Mick Foley. WrestleMania 17, we got Rock versus Steve Austin 2. WrestleMania 18, let me think. Hold on, I'll know. WrestleMania 18, Chris Jericho versus Triple H. WrestleMania 19, let me think. WrestleMania 19.
You mind if I give you some help?
We may have a stump here. Hold on, I'll know it. Oh yeah, here we go. WrestleMania 19, Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle.
You got it.
WrestleMania 20, Chris Benoit versus Triple H versus Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 21, Triple H versus Batista. WrestleMania 22, John Cena versus Triple H. WrestleMania 23, let me think. It's getting there. I'll know it. I gotta remember this one. Shoot, maybe I got stumped on WrestleMania 23.
Okay,
I know the others. WrestleMania 24, we have Undertaker versus Edge. WrestleMania 25, we have Triple H versus Randy Orton. WrestleMania 26, we got Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 27, The Miz versus John Cena. WrestleMania 28, Rock versus Cena. WrestleMania 29, Rock versus Cena again. WrestleMania 30, Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton versus Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. Daniel Bryan had to fight Triple H.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 31, we call that the heist of the century, as we all know.
Oh, yeah.
Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus the Casher, Seth Rollins. WrestleMania 32, Roman Reigns versus Triple H. WrestleMania 33, I'll know these, it's just that some of these take me a minute to think of it. Oh, WrestleMania 33, Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. WrestleMania 34, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. WrestleMania 35, the first ever all-women's triple threat. Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. And then the WrestleMania 36 this year, Undertaker versus AJ Styles, of course, in the Boneyard. And Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar.
All right, man. All right. That's what's up, man.
Now, what was 23? I couldn't think of that one for a minute.
WrestleMania 23 was John Cena versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship.
It was on the tip of my tongue. I mean, I was like,
yeah.
Oh, was it?
I know it was. But hold tight for a minute, man, Sam. We're going to get right back into the action. We're going to take a 60-second break, and we'll be right back with the rest of the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling.
When it comes to growing your podcast, it's tough to know where to start. That's why Anchor gives podcasters the tools they need to make each episode better than the last. Now, Anchor Analytics includes new stats from Spotify to help you better understand who's listening and what they like about your show. With charts that let you see how far people are making it into each episode and where they're dropping off, you can plan your podcast around the content that performs best. Hover over to see how many people are tuning into specific segments and learn what hooks your audience by comparing the average listening time across multiple episodes. Using anonymized demographic data from Spotify, take a granular look at the age and gender of your listeners to start tailoring your content or targeting new audiences. Track analytics from multiple platforms and Spotify insights. Everything you need to grow your podcast, all in one place with Anchor.
Well, welcome back here to the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. We got my man Sam Mitchell, host of Autism Rocks Podcast. We've been talking pro wrestling here, man. My man Sam just had a trivia, naming all the past main events of WrestleMania. He knocked it out of the park, man. Speaking of wrestling and everything, man, are you a fan of the WWE video games?
Well, not as much as anymore. I now spend my time outdoors, and I'm just a big fan of watching them. You know, I would be a pro wrestler, but I'm actually the type of guy who rather do the behind-the-scene things. Like, I'd rather just referee, write the things out, which you could be, I think, based on talking with you, you could be an excellent WWE writer.
Yeah, man. I don't understand. I think they just shy. They must don't want us, but I would love to do that. The only reason why I asked about the WWE video games because the horrible review of the last one that came out 2K, I believe it was 2K20. So
yes.
So I've been doing this podcast thing for about 6 months. I haven't really been into the whole video game thing like that, but I didn't really get 2K20 because I heard all the bad reviews and didn't want to spend my $60 worth of nothing.
Yeah, that's too much for a bad game.
Yeah. Another question, man, because I feel, I don't know what the future holds with this, but what are your real thoughts on the WWE network?
First of all, I love the network. I think it's a cheap $9.99, $10. I think $10 a month ain't too bad in my eyes. So it got all the pay-per-views, and I love Countdown. I love the WWE Countdown, man.
That's very interesting, man. I don't think, besides probably myself on a lot of stuff, I don't think I ever heard somebody say they love Countdown. That was one of the original shows that was on the WWE network when it first came out in 2014.
That, and I love Storytime. WWE Storytime, that show's lit too.
Yeah, WWE 24, the whole docu-series are really great. But something with the WWE network, man, I remember, man, being, 17, 18, 19, when WWE pay-per-views would come on and had to beg my mom, can you order it? Mom. And my first pay-per-view I got ordered was Wrestlemania 19. The main event, like you were saying, Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle for the title. Brock Lesnar jumping off the top of the top rope, doing the shoot star.
And he botched it.
And he botched it. Yeah, shout out to Botchamania because he botched it.
He screwed it up.
Yeah, and almost killed himself. But man, like Stone Cold, The Rock, that whole final match with that, Hogan, McMahon, Trish Stratus, Victoria, the whole thing with that, the whole triple threat, everything. That was my first actual pay-per-view that I got my mom to buy.
Yeah, then the next night Goldberg debuted.
Yeah, he sure did. He debuted and he feuded with The Rock and stuff. And like I was saying, man, like with the WWE network, the pay-per-views were really a lot. You had the $60 a month. Nobody had $60 a month. And the WWE wants to have pay-per-views every 2 to 3 weeks. So I was like, come on. So the network really came in handy. Really came in handy, though. But you're a big fan, man. Tell me your dream match, man. What's your big dream match?
What's my dream match? Oh, boy. Oh, this is tricky. I have a lot of dream matches, but currently...
You can name three. You can name three of them.
I have Undertaker and The Fiend, of course. That's probably going to be one of them. And, let's think. Bingo. I don't know if these two have ever fought, but Mick Foley and Kurt Angle.
Mick Foley and Kurt Angle?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, man. If you want to... Y'all don't think they may have fought at all. That's very interesting.
I don't remember them fighting.
Yeah.
Or Mick Foley and The Fiend. That'd be another good one.
Yeah, definitely.
Claw versus Claw.
I was just about to say that. You read my mind, God. You read my mind. The Undertaker's dream match, I'm pretty sure with everybody, is him versus Sting. Did you what's your thoughts on Sting? Since you're kind of a younger fan, but also a fan of wrestling. What's your thoughts on Sting?
Well, quite frankly, I didn't know Sting at first. I was never a WCW dude. I've been strictly WWE.
Yeah, me too.
If I was in the Monday Night Wars era, I'd be a fan of WWE. My mom would be WCW because of all the people she grew up with.
Exactly, yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I grew up strictly WWE, didn't really see anything WCW, so it was just, WWE, man.
But I've heard of it, and I've heard of Sting, so I didn't know. But when he came, it was an oh my gosh moment. But when he wrestled, I thought he was a good wrestler. He was good.
Yeah.
He wasn't my favorite, but he was all right.
Cool. Okay, quick question, man. Because this is kind of like a wrestling question. And I was on Twitter, man, like I said, on my main podcast. For those who don't, know my main podcast, the 1130 Podcast on YouTube. I was on Twitter, and it was just a bunch of crazy things on Twitter that was just trending, and Pipe Bomb that was trending. So everybody knows that's related to CM Punk with his famous promo. What's your thoughts on CM Punk, and do you think he ever will return to WWE in ring action?
Well, we know if he returns, there's gonna be people going like going CM Punk. We know that, first of all. But my thoughts on CM Punk is, again, he's all right. Not my most favorite, but as far as like watching him, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Okay, cool, man, cool. All right, man, we're gonna switch it over to Monday Night Raw, man. As we were talking earlier, you said you're more of a Smackdown guy. That's cool, man. Smackdown is 2 hours, man. Smackdown is my show because I love it, man. They lay the Smackdown on each other, man. But Monday Night Raw, it's live, man. It's in your face. It's right there, man. But Monday Night Raw this past Monday night on Raw, we started off with a contract signing with Dolph Ziggler. Actually, we started off pretty weird, actually. But Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler in the ring, and Sasha and Asuka. Before I ask you what's your thoughts on that, I just want to say I don't think Roman Reigns trade for AJ Styles. It was AJ Styles went over to SmackDown for a future pick for Raw. I don't think Dolph Ziggler equaled up to the big dog's take from SmackDown. But hey, Dolph's here. He's going to take on Drew at Extreme Rules. For some reason they call it the Horror Show for the WWE Championship. What was your thoughts on that and Sasha and Asuka?
Alright, so I love Drew McIntyre, first of all. Always been, ever since his Evolving is lit, I guess, and his Claymore is a perfect move I would want to have as a finisher if I could take it. I don't like Dolph. I think Dolph sucks. But as far as Asuka's okay as a wrestler, and Sasha's pretty, I'll be honest.
Pretty is not the word, I don't think, but so Dolph sucks, though. That's plain and simple. He just sucks,
It's
right?
Plain sucks. He plain sucks. He's a Sean Ripoff 2.0.
Oh man, no. Oh man, so you didn't like when he cashed in the Money in the Bank?
Nope. I think he's just a Shawn Michaels 2.0.
Oh no, my God, man, that was the best Dolph Ziggler moment, and ever since he came back and he was like, "It should have been me." Yeah, it should have been you back then. Oh man.
But here's my thing. My opinion too is he looks disgusting. I'll be honest with you. That's my mom's side. It's even my thought.
Wow. All right. Andrade and Angel Garza defeated the Viking Raiders. Any thoughts on that tag team match?
I have not got to see that yet, but as far as them, I think they're all okay. I love what's the guy's Ivar in the Viking Raiders.
Okay.
He does the big old cartwheel and a
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I can't even do a cartwheel perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm too fat for that now.
You could do a cartwheel. I'm pretty sure you can. R-Truth wins his 37th reign, 24/7, I-95, 24/7, the 1130 Podcast Championship.
Yep, we love R-Truth. Our whole family loves R-Truth.
Oh man, R-Truth it is, man. He's probably gonna come 100-time reign champion before it's all said and done.
24/7, 11 European title.
Yeah.
How he memorizes that.
Yeah. We also on Monday Night Raw this past week we seen Humberto and Aleister Black stand up for their buddy Rey Mysterio after Rey Mysterio is set to be sort of sacrificed by the Monday Night Messiah and his disciples, Murphy and Murphy. That was a tag team match. I heard you say you don't really like Seth Rollins, or at least these whole Monday Night Messiah thing. So
But I love his entrance. I love his theme song. His theme song's cool.
Theme song is cool. Yeah, man, I love it. I love everything from the one glove he's using to, just the slow, methodical, character that he bringing across the television. I missed the whole Burn It Down because that was my thing right there.
Yeah, that was cool. Burn It Down, Seth Rollins. Yeah, that was a lot more action pace than this Seth Rollins. It's just tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on the Big Show returning just out of kind of nowhere, just being on Monday Night Raw?
Well, we love the Big Show, but I think it's time for him to hang it up.
Yeah, don't we all?
I think now is time.
Yeah.
Now would be a good time for him.
Yeah, I think it's time for it. He had a handicap match against Andrade and Angel Garza, which he plainly won after Angel Garza.
Because those two can't get along.
Yeah, them two can't get along. Well, if they can't get along, they might just get it on, right?
Yeah, he ain't kidding.
Also, Apollo went one-on-one with MVP. MVP won, and actually this is MVP first win on Monday Night Raw since 2010, and he defeated Zack Ryder.
And I think MVP's washed up. He needs to hang it up too.
Yeah, he's definitely washed up. MVP was not deciding to come back to doing this full time. He was only decided to do this for a couple of times because his son wants to see him wrestle. His son is a big fan also of the product. So him stepping in just released that, what was it, the Monday? It was some time ago. I think it was after like the Royal Rumble, so I'm not too sure. But MVP came out and he wrestled, and I was like, wow, okay, cool. But that was really it. But yeah, it was really interesting to see him get that victory. But he's washed up. But I'm liking the whole storyline with MVP trying to, draw and lure Apollo Crews into his, build a faction, a championship faction.
He's trying to build the MVP faction with Bobby and Shelton.
Yeah, man. Bobby and Shelton. But before we get to our last two Raws of the night, and before we wrap it up here, man, what's your favorite pay-per-view, man? What's your favorite pay-per-view?
Well,
or if you can't think of your favorite pay-per-view, what's like your most memorable moment?
Okay. I have, if you're talking about as a whole, like the one I would likely to remember is a Money in the Bank. I love the Money in the Banks because honestly, the Money in the Banks to me, they give you a contract automatically, and that highly likely will be your future champion, and it's pretty good sometimes. Now, as far as the memorable pay-per-views go, I'd say this would be 4 years ago at Battleground 2016.
Okay.
This is where the New Day fought the Wyatt family. That's when the first draft happened. That's when Rusev fought Zack Ryder. And the big one was when the Shield exploded, and it would be Seth versus Dean versus Roman.
Cool, man. That was pretty dope, man. Yeah, Money in the Banks are crazy. Are really crazy though. But also we ended Monday Night Raw like I was saying earlier. Sasha Banks and Dolph Ziggler defeated Drew McIntyre and Asuka. And as we know, at WWE Extreme Rules, we're going to see Asuka versus Sasha Banks. Here you're a big fan of Sasha. You rooting for Sasha in that match right there?
Well, let's see. I don't know who I root for. I just root for the people who I feel like, so it could change. But as of for now, I'm going to root for the Princess Sasha.
Okay. No problem, man. No problem. Also, another question before you get out of here. Man, let's talk pro wrestling, big wrestling fans out there. So WWE just been, you're strictly sourced to wrestling.
Wait, what? Now I'm sorry.
You're basically only sourced to wrestling. Has it just been WWE? Have you watched any other brands that WWE have or had?
It has been strictly WWE. I've seen glimpses of AEW, WCW, Impact Wrestling, but it's been strictly WWE because it's probably the most, I don't want to say safest, but the most choreographed, if that's a word.
Oh man, that's That's a good way to put it. Good way to put it. And one last question before we roll out of here, man. What made you fall in love with pro wrestling?
Well, it's kind of like autism, actually. You know, we need to be choreographed, too. They're choreographed. It works perfectly. But also, it's because of the moves. Some of the moves they do, I think, is cool. Like, spears. Oh, that's the cool move. Power bombs. I wish I could do a power bomb on my mom right now.
Don't do
Especially
that.
a pop-up power bomb. That's a cool one where they lift it. And I can learn it by doing it in slow motion. Like, if you notice Kevin Owens' pop-up power bomb, he lifts him like this, changes his hands in a forward wind mode direction, just lands him.
Yeah.
And you can learn the power bomb easily. All this is just put them between your legs and your area, and you lift them up on your head, and you just slam them down. It's a pretty simple and effective move. Like I said once in my podcast, it's so simple yet so complicated. It's this, but instead it's simple but so effective.
Yeah, you got that right. Okay, well, Sam, man, I thank you so much for joining me here on the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, man. Hey, man, we're going to keep in contact, man, with you, man. You're my first guest here on Talk Pro Wrestling. Before we get out of here, can you tell all my viewers where they can follow you at one more last time?
Yes.
At Autism Rocks Podcast?
Yes, so it's Autism Rocks and Rolls. You can follow me on Podbean, or you can subscribe at iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, and I'll tell you what I'll do too. If they have any questions, they can email me at mitchellsam171@gmail.com.
Okay, Sam, I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you so much for being a guest here on the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. And you guys, man, that's a wrap here on Talk Pro Wrestling. I thank Sam Mitchell for joining me here. Man, don't forget to visit autismrocks.com and Autism Rocks Podcast. It's available on Spotify. Wherever you get your podcasts, it's available on YouTube, everywhere, man. Shout out once again to my man Sam Mitchell. Man, this is the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. I appreciate everyone joining me here this week, here on the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling.